Okay, a couple of things. I wanted to get on here real quick and tell you what I was up to, what I've been up to actually, because it's been a couple of weeks since I've been on last, and I mentioned StoryOrigin, I mentioned Ebookfairs, and mentioned I'd come back on here once I had some data on both of them. Well, I have some data, and so I wanted to kind of talk about that a little bit. And this is gonna be a really short video. Well, maybe I always say it's gonna be a short one. I always take forever. But anyway, let's go to the screen real quick. We'll launch that. First of all, I'm going to look at ebook fairs and what happened. So basically, when I come here and go to my fairs, let's see. This is one I've actually created. I'm working on right now, but let's see. I got to figure out where profile. There it is. All right, I was like, I got to figure out where it shows my actual fair that I've already done. I'm in a fair, Fantasy Fun, that's coming up on July 1st. And I don't know why it shows I have votes. I shouldn't have any votes yet. But there's been 10 entries. The other one, there could be up to 15 entries. There's people that probably haven't joined yet. The one I created I went ahead and created my own because I wanted to see how that would work as well. I've got 6 entries. Mine doesn't show up until Wednesday, I think, which is in a couple of days. So I'll let you know how that goes. I put in for about 15 people, and about 6 so far have joined. I don't know if that's typical or not. That's why, I'm telling you I'm coming up with data. I don't know if that's typical or not, but we'll see. The one that I've already completed, I completed on the 12th of this month. I actually got 432 votes out of 200. Sorry, don't know why I can't talk today. 432 votes out of 2,116 votes total. Which I believe made me first in, I want to say first in class, but like first in the fair. But I'm not really sure if I was first, but I was in the top 3 at least. It told me, this is the only disappointment that I had. It tells you that when you join, that it'll tell you who the number 1, number 2, number 3 were, but I never got an email that told me the actual order. So what I did was I got an award for it. Here's my award. I don't know. It doesn't really say if this is first, second, third, or what. I don't know if everybody gets an award or if that was just me. Again, I don't know that information. I do know if this stays in here forever, for years at a time. But so you can look at how the fair went. And the reason why, there's my book right there. The reason why I think that I was first is because there was a little limerick that popped up here. And I'm first, and then the second book and the third book. And then if you notice, I'm top. Then there was the second, and then there was the third. And they have a little thing out to the side of them. I'm not really sure what that was. Let's see. This is book 1, book 1, book 1. I'm not really sure what this little V-looking thing is out to the side of them. I don't have one out to the side of mine. Maybe they got the information that said they were first, second, and third or something, and I don't know. The point is, the only disappointing thing I had was that I didn't actually get an email that says, hey, you're first or anything. But if you go by this and you go by the top 1, then I'm first, and then this person was second, and the person's third, I assume. And like I said, I don't know what this little thing by the side of their name is. If that's veteran, like they've been with it for a long time, or if that happens to be if they play. I don't know. Anyway, that was a little bit confusing for me. The little game was fun. I played it. It was a little match game with all the titles. But anyway, all these people joined in the little fair, and a lot of those people are joining in the fair that I'm conducting again. But okay, so here's the results that I've gotten so far from the fair. There was a little you can't see it now because it's gone, but there was a drawing that where people could get like a free $50 gift card. And I believe that's with every fair. And so people that signed up to it, you have access, and the people that clicked, you have access to those people to put in your mailing list. So I ended up getting about a little over 200 people on my mailing list. I started off with like 14 people on my mailing list, and now I have, after this fair, I ended up having over 200 people on my mailing list, which I would say was considerable. So what I expected is I expected them to probably kind of be, people that just got on your list and they might not necessarily stick around with you. So I expected to lose at least maybe 100, 150 people probably. and end up with like 50 really good fantasy, people on my mailing list. But what turned out is after I got that and then I sent out my first mailing list, I actually lost only about 9 or 10 people. Yeah, and retained all the people that I added to the list. So, which to me was pretty amazing because like I said, I expected, okay, these people, they say, oh, I'll join your mailing list. I'll get this, ability to maybe win this prize. Okay, I didn't win the prize. I don't really want to be on your mailing list. Dump you. That's what I expected because that's usually what happens. People are like, okay, well, I didn't win. Didn't really want to join your mailing list. But the thing is, since these are specialized to like mystery or fantasy in my case, or science fiction, or whatever, romance, whatever you happen to be in, then these people that clicked on you and actually joined that are people that like that genre. So therefore, when they join that mailing list and they're getting access to free books, that probably what's going to happen is they're going to actually like those mailing lists and like being on them because you're sending them information about free books. That's my theory anyway. Now that I've gone through it, and that's my take for it so far, is I didn't lose that many people. Your mileage may vary. I don't know. That's why this is only the date after the first. I don't know why I keep stumbling over my words. This is only the date over the first fair that I've done. So I'm about to do another one starting here Wednesday, and you don't get any information until after the fair is over, and the fair is a week long. So my fair will start Wednesday, and then the Wednesday after that, let me look at the calendar here. That would be the 5th. So after June 5th, I'll know about the fair that I started. And also after the 1st, after the 8th, I'll know about the second one that I actually joined. Sorry, my mustache it looks really long. Okay, I should explain this. My camera is angled down so I can be in frame because my chair is broken and it's sunk all the way down to the floor. So what you're looking at is you're looking at my face kind of down from the top. So it makes my mustache look really super long. But I'm going to probably have to trim it because in order to get in the middle of the frame, I had to angle. The camera's angled like down at an angle. So anyway, I'm going to have to order a new chair. This one's finally just worn out. All right, so on to experiment 2. All right. So the second thing that I talked about was StoryOrigin. And I can honestly say now that I completely and 100% totally love StoryOrigin. Now, hang on a second. Let me get this all ready. Let me log into my dashboard. Okay, and everything before I share screen. Okay, now I can share screen. All right, so here is my, you see a work in progress. Those of you who are following my Tournament of Mages, you can probably see that I'm working on the 7th God, which is, it's going to be a reader magnet for Tournament of Mages. I'm already about 31% completed with it. I'm working on that at the moment. Also, I told you guys that I was working on Gray Mage, and I'm about 4% into it. I am actually working on that one as well. I got that one going as well too. I've already started. Now, I did tell you guys that I was going to let you follow along with me actually working on Gray Mage, and that's why I haven't been putting a lot into Gray Mage yet, because I still plan to do that. But right now, I'm kind of working on this. I'm slowly working on it. I don't have, 1,500 words a day is easy for me. That's one chapter, so I can do a chapter a day easily. But in this one, I'm working on, and White Mage, I haven't started on at all. It's 0. It's set up for, it's not even set up for me to start until July 19th. So by the time I get to July 26th, I'll be finished with Gray Mage. Then it's got to go through editing and all that kind of stuff before, I think it's a July 31st release date. But since I do editing as I go and I send off editing as I go, there should only be like a week or so of editing and formatting before it's ready to go. So it's on time right now. White Mage, we're not going to start until July 19th. So, and yeah, there'll be some overlap. What'll happen here is I might start White Mage a little later than July 19th. However, there will be some overlap where I'm writing White Mage at the same time editing Gray Mage. I do that all the time. It's not a big deal for me. So those of you who don't know my process, you don't have to worry that they'll be on time. I can write and edit what I do is I alternate because I hate editing, like most writers do. So what I do is I alternate. I alternate between editing and writing. I write really fast. I edit really slow. So that's why I edit a lot as I go. But there's got to be enough time between the actual writing of something and then me letting it sit and then coming back and looking at it later. And also, if any of you follow Mandy Lynn or Mandy Lynn Bell, Mandy Lynn on her YouTube, she was talking about an editing that she does. She talked about editing here recently on her video, and she talked about how she did it where she would have Microsoft Word read it back to her, and that is a very, very good thing to do. In my creative writing classes, I suggest that all the time, but that's the best way because your brain doesn't catch all of the typos and everything and that you're putting in your work. But when it's read back to you by the computer doesn't make mistakes. It doesn't allow your brain to trick you into thinking that you wrote something you didn't. If you misspelled something, it's going to let you know. So I always suggest that in my creative writing classes to actually let it read back to you or have someone read it back to you. It doesn't have to be the computer, but all I know is that when the computer reads it back to you, it does not skip words. It does not read things that are not there, like your brain tends to make you do when you've written it. You think you put an A in there or you don't realize that you put two thes or something. The computer will catch that. It'll say, he went to the store. And you'll be like, okay, that's a mistake. But when you're reading it, you might not even catch the double the unless you're using a program where it underlines it in red and says delete the repeated word, which happens sometimes. Anyway, I digress. Let's get back to what I was talking about. All right. So if you're looking at my work in progress, they're on schedule. I hope to have the 7th guide finished. I think I have it finished by July 9th is when I have it scheduled for. And you can see that 800 words. I can write 800 words in about 30 minutes to an hour. So not a big deal. Like I said, writing for me is fast. Editing is slow, which, should be that way. Okay. So anyway, I love StoryOrigin. Now, what StoryOrigin has done is if I go in here to stats, let me look at here. The 2 writer magnets that I have right now are reader magnets. I said writer magnets. Reader magnets are my first book, Red Mage, which will change to the 7th God later. Right now, the free book is Red Mage. So if you want a free copy of Red Mage, now it's time to join my newsletter and get a free copy. Because at the bottom of my newsletter, which I'll show you here in a moment, there'll be something to click on. You can get that. Or you can get the free version of my Shadows of Yesterday. Now, someone just has just swapped with me on one of these swaps because, as you can tell, it was kind of going, kind of slowly here. Then all of a sudden, it's like a day behind. This is actually, it says the 25th, but this is actually happening today. This is what's going on right now. This is like a day behind for some reason. But anyway, you can see that 4 people have joined my mailing list and got their free copy of Red Mage, and then 2 people have joined my mailing list and got Shadows of Yesterday. And there'll be the people from this. Now, this isn't Ebookfairs. Ebookfairs gave me a whole bunch at once. These are people that do it a little at a time. They're either doing it from swaps, these newsletter swaps like this, that you get it irons it all out here for you, and you send a newsletter. You send out a newsletter, and they send out a newsletter. I'm going to show you my newsletter here in just a moment. And then the other thing you get is these promos that you join, these giveaways. Some of them are sales, but you're doing giveaways. So people that click on this and then join your mailing list. So that's what this is. This is slower than Ebookfairs, but I think it's more advantageous in a way. And the reason why I say that is because I get like 200 people all at once with at the end of a fair. However, I'm still expecting, I think that it might still be a fluke because I only have one set of data to look at right now. So it may be a fluke that I got a whole bunch of people all at once. Next time I do a fair, I may get 200 people and lose 100 like I thought I was on the first one. I don't know yet. I want to do it like 3 or 4 times and then report back to you then after I have, several sets of data. Just one set really isn't enough to determine if those people are going to stick in your mailing list or not. So I want to kind of test that. These, on the other hand, like this day here, this big long day was 13 people and one person in Red Mage that signed up. These are people who are, it's more specialized in, it's more drilled down to like sword and sorcery fantasy or epic fantasy or whatever I'm writing. It's more drilled into it. So even though I have lost a few of these people as well, that have joined the newsletter and then got their free books or whatever and then jumped out of it, I have had a few, but not very many. I think all in total, I've only had like 10, 11 people unsubscribe in this whole process, which I think is phenomenal because I was expecting a lot more than that. And that's including both book fairs and StoryOrigin. I expected there to be more, but you have to understand these, or I have to understand that these are all fantasy loving readers. They all love to read fantasy. And so they are joining this because they're getting free books. And hopefully, if they like your book, they'll stick around your books. If they don't like them, then you don't need those people. So the weed out process is important because when I get my mailing list set up, I want it to be a strong mailing list. I want it to be, my fans that read my books, so that I don't want people to just want free books or whatever and then just not read mine, because they'll be kind of like dead weight on my mailing list. You see what I'm saying? That I want people that are going to be, if I come up with a new book, they're like, oh, I can't wait, and they want my new book. Or if I start doing pre-orders more, I do a pre-order like I have with the Gray Mage and White Mage right now are pre-orders. I want people to be like excited about that and pre-order them. So I want that list to be, a tight list. So eventually I'll end up culling some people from it, people that don't open up the list and things like that. But right now I'm just in the gathering phase. So I still expect to probably get rid of some of them. But so this 57 for shadows and 37 for red, these are more like kind of like organic people that I expect will probably stick with my mailing list a little bit more than the fair. But who knows? So far, it's been pretty good. So far, both of them have been a success. Now, I love StoryOrigin because it allows you to have all this stuff. I mean, the way it works here is, sorry, I ate some peanuts and I got some residual peanuts. Sorry. Is that you have a campaign planner, and at first I was going to have my newsletter come out every week or so, and then I decided that was probably too much because I think it felt like it just felt like I was sending a newsletter out too much. So I'm scaling it back to about twice a month, and then I might even do just once a month. I don't know, it depends. Twice a month seems to be okay. Monday is a very bad day to do it, I found out. The reason why Monday is a bad day is because people come off of the weekend and they're like, it's called the Monday slump. They come off of the weekend and they're like, they're all bummed. And so they come into the office and they check their email and they have 1,400 emails over the weekend, and they just go through and like delete a bunch of them and get rid of them and, maybe read a few, but, they're bombarded with a bunch of, spammy, crappy kind of emails on Monday. So I found out that Monday is not a good day to release your newsletter. So even though you say Monday, I've put in my list when people join that want to do a swap with me that I'd release them on Tuesdays. The optimum days to release a newsletter that I found out through this process is Tuesdays and Thursdays. Wednesdays is okay as well, but the best days are Tuesdays and Thursdays. Friday is not a good day. The weekend's horrible days. You shouldn't release a Saturday or Sunday. You should not release a Friday, and you should not release a Monday. Monday for the reason I just told you. Friday because if people do open them, it's depending on in the daytime or whatever. There's reasons that you don't want to do it on Friday either. But Friday would be better than Monday. Don't get me wrong. But the prevailing wisdom is Tuesdays and Thursdays are number 1. Wednesdays, number 2. Friday would be number 3. And then you should not release it all on Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. Friday, I would say, would probably, in my case, in my thoughts, Friday would also be a no-go for me. So I'm going to try Tuesdays and see how that works for a while. So even though you say Monday, I'll be releasing them on Tuesdays. All right, so the good thing about this is, that, like I said last time, they're easy to find swaps. You click on it, and you find a swap, and you have all sorts of stuff here you can customize, with this campaign, mailing list, whatever. My genre is fantasy, so I scroll down to fantasy, and then it pops up all the people who want to do a swap that are fantasy. You can see how many people they have in their list size. Mixed means that they're both wide, and they have like several books that are wide. They have several books that are exclusive to Amazon. Amazon only. These are people in KU, Amazon Kindle Unlimited, who are exclusive to Amazon. So, and then of course, wide means that they're everywhere. Like I'm wide, for example. I have books out, all over the place. My books are everywhere. But anyway, you can look at their tags over here. You can see the good fits, and then you can ask them if they want to, if they want to switch, or if you want to promote them. Like, this is a good person. This person here, Drew Briney. Because look, their mailing list is big. My mailing list is small compared to these. Mine's like this, more like this one. Mine's even smaller than that one. God, look at this guy. They have 10,000 people on their mailing list. Now, a lot of these like MailerLite stuff, after you go over 1,000, you have to start paying for the service. I'm going to show that next. But the good thing about this is, even if you have a small one, like this guy has a small newsletter, people will still ask you to switch. And 246 people. If you think about that, that's quite a few people. When it comes down to it, I mean, I have a lot of people that watch these YouTube videos I have, and hardly anybody ever subscribes. So I have around 280, subscribers, and I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, if there's more subscribers, I'd be happy. But if you guys notice, at the beginning of my videos or at the end of my videos, I don't like subscribe, share. I don't do all that because I think that's kind of implied. I know if you say it, it's supposed to get you. People go, oh yeah, I should subscribe, and they join. But the way I'm not doing this for that reason. I mean, I like to have tight knit little groups that follow me because you want to follow me, and if you want to subscribe. If you don't, then don't. But I'm not too worried about that. So anyway, but that's a good thing about this is they will go ahead and swap with you even if they're huge. Like this person, holy cow, 10,000 people. I can't even imagine that. It's going to cost them quite a bit of money to keep that one going. But that's cool. I'd love to have 10,000 people that were rabid fans, and every time I released a book, 1,000 of them would buy it or more. That'd be awesome. But anyway, I'll get there. I'm building. That's what I'm doing. I'm building the lists. So anyway, so moving on. Let's go back. So that's just the swaps. Now, if you want to do promos, you just go to. I haven't created a group promo here yet. The data set I'm gathering here is all based on me joining things. I haven't actually created my own yet. But again, you just go down here to the group finder and you find, again, it has these types in it. And again, I don't really, something like romance, crime, mystery, and humorous, this person here would not fit within my genre at all. So it would do me no good to join this person's promo because my book is not any of these, or my books, I should say. I forget I have a lot of books now. That's not what I am. I'm fantasy. So I'm going to join the fantasy. Then you can come here and you can see giveaways. The giveaways is when you're putting up your magnet, your book magnet. Book magnets are your book that's $0, that's free. If you do the sale, you put up a book that has maybe it's a discount but it's a sale. It's a book that you make money from. So far, I've only done a few sales, and done like 2. I don't know if I actually made any sales from it. I really haven't checked yet. But I did do Hello Books, which is another promo site for a free book and I'll explain that here in just a moment. For those of you who might want to actually get one of my free books, I can tell you how to do that. You can go to Amazon and get it for free right now. I'm like number 8 in like free fantasy books. But anyway, so you can see I've already applied. It applies that you get an already applied thing here. Not only have I already applied, I've already been accepted to these. There's another sale that I'm trying. I'm trying a little bit of everything. I haven't tried reviews yet to get reviews on my books. And I'm not Kindle Unlimited. I'm not exclusive to Amazon. So I'm just kind of trying a variety of them to see how they work. And so far, they've been great. It's been a lot of fun, and I've enjoyed it. So that's the way you join the promos. And these are people that are seeing your books. Mostly right now, it's my reader magnet. I'm trying to build my mailing list. So I'm not really working on getting reviews or any of that kind of stuff right now, or building up a beta team or anything like that, or advanced review copies. I'm not doing it. I'm just building my mailing list right now. So my verdict on StoryOrigin so far is 100% great. I love it. I think it's great. I did go onto my my website, to my domain, and I made I went ahead and used my domain so I could have custom links. Went ahead and did that, and I made my email list. Going to my Cleave Bourbon at cleavebourbon.com now. I did that because I wasn't using a Gmail account, and as I'm about to explain here, when we go to the mailer list, when I go to Mailer Lite, which is the Mailer Lite, seems like I said Miller Lite. When I go drink a beer, no. When I go to Mailer Lite, which is my mail service, they said the free emails like Gmail was not necessarily a good email to send emails from. So I do have a paid. It only costs the good thing about the email services. I use Zoho and Google paid version. The good thing about that is that it gives you the domain. I go through my domain, which is Bluehost, and if you guys want a video explaining all the mail stuff, I can do that later. I can do that next if you want that, where I can show you how to get like a domain. You can get it through Google really easily, or mine's through Bluehost, and that way you have your name or whatever name you want put and your brand name, so that I'm sending my emails now on MailerLite from my own domain name, instead of using a free like a Gmail, which you may or may not be able to send them very well. All right, so since I'm still building this list, my open rate is still kind of on the low side, and so forth. A lot of these 263 active subscribers is what I have right now. The cool thing about MailerLite is you click on view report. This is what I sent out today. This is why I was waiting to make this video. This is what's been open so far. I've had 57 people out of my 256. So there's almost 200 people that haven't opened. That's why I was saying earlier that I may lose quite a few people. When I start drilling down, start cutting it down to my actual fans, I may lose some of those. I only had 3 people have subscribed, which I think is low. I expect a lot more than that. This is a spam complaint from somebody. What I do with spam complaints is I click on them and I immediately delete them from my mailing lists, because if they feel like I've only sent like 2 or 3 of these, and if they feel like they're getting spammed, then I don't want to bug them. It's no spam is good spam. So soft bounce and hard bounce means that their emails are not good or whatever, or couldn't, for whatever reason, it couldn't mail to them or whatever. So here's my mailing list, my newsletter. The cool thing about MailerLite is you can go in here and you can see. Now I'm going to improve this somewhat, but this is I put my dragon head, my opening here, and then I tell who I am, and then I told about Fear of the Lich, which I just finished, and it's out now. I finished an entire fantasy series. Finished that out. Oh, I don't have it sitting over there. I got my bookshelf over there, but I have my entire epic fantasy completed. It's nerve-wracking. It's horrible feeling in a way. It's a great feeling, and it's a horrible feeling because it's a great feeling because it's finished. It's a horrible feeling because I hope that I got everything done correctly, and I hope it's satisfactory, the ending's satisfactory and everything, because quite frankly, I'm worried that I missed something, or that I might have to put a supplemental in there or something. That's a good thing about self-publishing too. If it is kind of I can always go back in and change some things. All right, put something about me, and then here's the prequel novel. Now, right now, this is what I want to tell you guys. If you're interested in reading my prequel novel, right now it's on you can go to Amazon and you can type in Cleave Bourbon and you can go to Shadows of Yesterday and you can click on it and get it for free, because I'm doing a promo right now through Hello Books, so it's free right now. And you can see that some people from my newsletters have clicked on it. I always make it where you click on the picture, and I always put a button you can click. Now here's the swaps. These are the people that I've swapped with, and you can see that some people have clicked on it. Again, I always put a link for them to click on the book cover, or they can click on the button. That way there's no confusion of where to click. If you click here, it's fine. If you click here, it's fine. 8.2% have clicked here, and 8.2% have clicked here. See here, 8.2% have clicked the picture, and 12.2% have clicked the actual button for this one. And then here are those promos that you saw in BookOrigin. They give you the banner, and then you have a link. I can show you guys how to make a newsletter if you want that as well. When I'm making this, it allows me to click on this, and then it has a little link. I put the link in, and you go to StoryOrigin, you get the link for it so that it can track it, and you put that link here. It's very simple, super easy. I put it here, and I put a button. As you can tell, most people clicked on this on here, but occasionally they'll click on the button. Like I said, I make it real easy for people to click on it, and so people are clicking on these, and it tracks who's clicking it. And as you can see, going through here, I can see if people click my social media. I can see if people click on the banner. I can see all that. So what's cool is, since I use the link from StoryOrigin, I connect that to the link here, and I can show you guys how to do that. Like if you want that kind of video, and that allows you to set it up where they click on this, and then StoryOrigin will track it, how many you've sent to it or whatever. So okay, so that's what that looks like, and that's what this looks like. I won't be seeing another newsletter until probably, it'll be Tuesday, July 4th. It might be the 5th. I don't know. It might be the 3rd. I don't know. That's a holiday in the United States, July 4th, so it may not go out that day. I may wait until after the holiday. Well, after the holiday, it's kind of like a Monday, so I don't know. That's a weird time. I do have, I think, some promos set up for that, so I have to send one out. So I may go ahead and send one out like Sunday or Saturday or Monday or something for Monday, I guess. Maybe that'll be on a Monday, but it's kind of a special situation there. I don't know. I'll have to think about what I'm going to do on that. All right, so to go back what I was talking about before, let me jump back into StoryOrigin to show you what I meant by those banners and stuff. So let me pop back over here real quick. And then I'll show you one more thing, and then we'll be done for this video. All right, so promotions you joined, click on that and say the one I just did was the July 19th one. So click on that. It gives you all the stuff you need for that. Here's the link. You just click on this and it copies the link. That's what I put into the little link in MailerLite to make sure it comes here. This is the tracking link. This will track it and make sure that it goes to where it needs to go. All right, and tells you when and all that kind of stuff. I can even see which book. The Harrowing Path is the one that's in with that one. All right, and then let's see, where is it? Maybe it's here. Let's see, past. I have to remember how to do this. Go to one that's already happened. Yeah, here we go. The one that's already happened. Okay, this one's happened. This was the June 12th one. Yeah, you put in an archive link, which if you go to MailerLite, I can show you how to do this too. But this is just to prove that I did send out a newsletter with this promo in it. But when you scroll down to the promos, these are the promos I had on the 12th. It tells you how many clicks that was sent to these, or how many times people clicked on this. Now, remember, mine's going to be smaller because I've just started off. I've just started out on this stuff with this, and I haven't been using it for very long. So my clicks are going to be relatively small at first, but these are, banner images. Oh, wait a second. This is the one I just did. I thought this was an older one. It's not. It's the one I just started. So that's why they're small. because, oh yeah, wait a second. I don't remember. Oh yeah, this one I just started. Okay, let me go to an older one. Those are what was it on June 12th? Oh, that was weird. On. Oh, maybe I did start off with those. Maybe those are really old. I know that my clicking does better nowadays. Let's go to June 19th one. Okay, the June 19th one that was sent out looks like, yeah, here's one, like the Wild Worlds. Okay, this is the one where I start having more people. Let's see, there's a few more clicks than normal. These are the ones that's out right now. So you can see that that first one that I came out with when I was really small and didn't have very much going on yet, they didn't have many clicks. This has just started today. You see, I already have as many clicks today as I did in that whole campaign on the other. But anyway, so it's building, but it tells you how many clicks. It's just great. You can track everything, and then of course I put in this. If you go to Mailer and you go to your Mailer Lite and you go to your campaign, right above your campaign it'll say this link, and you just click on it, and that's what this is. So if you, like, for example, if I take that off and I put it in the up here, it'll take you to the mailing. It'll show the. It'll take a second, but there you go. See, it shows the newsletter, so you can. It's kind of proof that you did send out your swaps and everything. So there's the promos again, and then there's the swaps that I did this week. They say to do 3 swaps. I've been doing 2, but I need to add a third one in, I guess. All right. So one more thing, last thing. This is just for those of you who are in this for my books and you want this book for free. This is the only way I would do this. I mean, if it were something that you had to buy, I wouldn't necessarily point you in this direction. But since it's something that's for free, I'll do a little bit of bragging and I'll do a little bit of, hey, check this out. But anyway, so if you go to Amazon.com, because right now I'm running a promo with Hello Books, which is a promo site. So right now it's $0. You can buy it for $0, this prequel. And the cool thing about it is when you scroll down here, I was #1 in classic fantasy, but now I'm #2. But look at this. I'm like #9 in epic fantasy. So epic fantasy free books. There I am, #9. So I've been fluctuating between 9 and like 7. I'll pop up there. Now the promo is over. It was over yesterday, but I'm leaving this as $0 for a few days just to see how, if there's some tail to it, if there's some residual. And so far it's stayed up in the top 10. And the cool thing is if you go to my actual genre, that's epic. If you go to Sword and Sorcery, I am right there, #9 in Sword and Sorcery as well. So, which is what my book is in. So I'll see. I'll leave it there for a few days. I'm going to see if it sticks up in the top 10. Now, this is free books. So I'm just kind of seeing if it hangs out. So if you go to Amazon and you type in Cleave Bourbon, it'll pop right there. You can just click on it if you want the book. I'm just telling you this for now because it's absolutely 100% free. So if you want a copy of that, it's a full book. It's a 50K word book. It starts off my epic fantasy, my 6-book epic fantasy. This is the prequel to it. So it's just if you want it. If you don't want it, it's cool. Here's all my books. I'm kind of looking at them. Yeah, there we go. All right, so I'm about to rewrite this one, the story writing basics. I'm about to do that again, work on that again. I need to update it and update the cover. But yeah, there's my books. Okay, so enough bragging. Just want to tell you that I am up in the top 10 of the free books in Amazon. So anyway, so that is my assessment so far of StoryOrigin and of Ebookfairs that I told you last time I'd work on. I know I keep telling you that I'm going to do some more grammar, and it's coming. We're working on phrases here pretty soon. But all my time has been caught up in building this mailing list and writing these extra books that I've been writing. And I'm not going to miss my deadlines on Gray Mage or White Mage. I'm going to make sure that they're done on time because the more books I have, the better off I am. I'm building this mailing list. I want to have things that come out, and I want to be able to do cover reveals and stuff like that. I still haven't revealed the cover for the 7th book in Tournament of Mages, which hopefully I'll have it done by the end of this year, and then that series will also be finished. But I already had some covers made for the next series of books, the next kind of epic fantasy that I'm going to be working on, and I've got a couple of things in the works. So I just want to keep coming out with content, coming out with stuff. So I'm working on that. But so, you know, the grammar stuff, I just need to find time to pop in here and make a video about phrases. So I'm not really sure. I guess those are pretty popular. If you guys like those, then I'll continue to do them. If you like my books, like this video that I just did, if you like that better, let me know in the comments. Or if you want my grammar, if my grammar is useful to you and you want me to make more videos on that, then by all means, I'll continue to do that. All right, that's it for today. I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. I don't know how long it is, probably 30 minutes, because I always think 14, 15 minutes, and it's always like 30 minutes long, because I want to give you all the information I can on everything I'm looking at. But so my data sets on StoryOrigin I recommend. You can go get it. It's $10 a month. I highly recommend it. It's been the best organizational tool that I've ever used. It's really helped me keep focused on stuff. If you're an author, I highly suggest it. Ebookfair, I'm still working on it. So far, it's been pretty decent. I like it a lot, but I don't have enough data yet to really be conclusive on that one. I'm still working on data on StoryOrigin too, but I can already tell you it's useful regardless of the data. It's just awesome. But so I'm going to do a couple more ebook fairs, and I'll keep you posted on those and how those worked out and how that worked on my mailing list. If you want to join my mailing list or anything like that, if you're wanting to be on it, there should be a link in the description of this video on how to go there. If it's not, I'll put it in there. I'll make sure there's one in there. You can join my mailing list too. More the merrier. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. And I'll be sending you out a lot of links to get free books, especially if you love fantasy, then you can't lose. And if you want to follow me, then that's great too. But other than that, I will see you guys next video. Thank you. Goodbye.